Dreams can make you cry, dreams can make you laugh, dreams can hurt or heal.
Hello everyone, it's Lilac Dreams and welcome back to another video. I have been meaning to film this video for so incredibly long, it's not even funny. Today I'm going to be reading your guys' horse riding tales unpopular opinions. I did kind of scroll through these already and a lot of them are really similar. So I don't know, I'm not going to read a lot of them just because a lot of them were similar. I have a few unpopular opinions. First, I think the game is way too expensive, with the new premium pass thingy being $20 to $30 and gems being $100. Another one is I think the Arabian model does not fit as a Pegasus. It just looks so weird and stiff, and the wings literally come out of the shoulders instead of behind the shoulders like other horses. Last one, it should be easier to get a ton of CP, not just by buying a ton of gems, because people can't afford gems, so they struggle to get so much CP. Of course, some people can make a ton not buying gems too. So let's talk about this. The first one that you talk about is the game being way too expensive. That's definitely not unpopular. A lot of people think that, and I definitely agree. I understand that Foxy Ventures needs to make money, and I really do understand that, and that is an important thing for them as a company. However, I think that they go about making money in a way that's not maybe the best, especially like you mentioned the premium pass. Like I said in the video talking about the premium pass, a lot more people would be willing to buy it if it was just a little bit cheaper, and then they'd be making more money overall anyway. But I don't know, I'm not a game developer, I guess. I don't really know how business and finance really works. I mean, I've taken business classes, but like I've never run a business before. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird how they choose to do that. It's interesting that you don't think the Arabian model fits as a Pegasus, because personally that's one of my favorite Pegasus models. I don't think the Clydesdale model fits as a Pegasus just because it's so chunky and big. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very pretty, but still, like, I don't know. I feel like most of the horses look decent as Pegasi. I don't know, I like the Arabian model as a Pegasus. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the Arabian model not being a Pegasus, because I think that's a really interesting opinion. Last one, it should be easier to get a ton of CP. I think a lot of people think this as well, but the big problem with this is if it was easier to make CP, then club minimums would be higher, you know? If it was easy to get 2,000 CP, then club minimums would be 4,000. You know, I feel like clubs would just get more and it wouldn't really help. I mean, if you think of inflation, if it's easier to get money, prices are going to go up. And it's kind of the same with CP. If it's easier to get CP, clubs are going to demand a minimum CP that's higher. But I agree there is a problem with clubs in general. They are just kind of toxic and a little over competitive. I don't know. I personally don't like the way that clubs are in the game, and I think they could have been implemented better. More teamwork and less competition, because I feel like clubs are just very competitive and not really fun if you just want somewhere to hang out with friends. I hate the clubs. Don't get me wrong, some are really good and filled with friendly people, but some clubs have rules that I don't understand. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw this club that wanted 20k CP or something. We have lives too and can't focus it all around points. A lot of people can be very toxic too. Not to mention that some people cannot make the required CP and stay in, while a hard worker cannot make enough CP and get kicked. Clubs are fine and I enjoy the concept, there are just some things about it that are ridiculous. Like I said before, I agree with this. I think that the club system could be better, and I really wish there was a way for it to be less competitive and more about teamwork, because the way that clubs are competitive is just ridiculous and it makes it hard to really have a club with friends. I just don't like it. I don't really have a good solution, I just don't like it. I feel like maybe a solution could be individual clubs getting points instead of the leaderboard, but then people might not bother to get points, and that might not even get rid of the problem at all. I don't know. I agree though. I honestly do not think that adding certain levels for unlocking areas like a level 25 area was a good idea, because a lot of people cannot do roleplay or just hang out in general in that area. They also do not get to tame rare, epic, or fantasy horses if they're not at least level 7 or so. They beg for whistles. I fully disagree with this. I personally really like the idea of having levels unlockable, having areas unlockable for levels. If you didn't have that incentive to keep doing quests and leveling up, I don't think people would keep doing quests and leveling up. It's really satisfying when you finally get to level 25 and can unlock the amazing 25 area, especially now that the level 25 area is so much cooler than it was originally. I remember when I was a new player, I would look up videos on what the level 25 area looked like because I was so excited to finally be able to unlock it. And the day that I unlocked it, I was really, really happy and really proud of myself, and it was a really big accomplishment. So while I get that it might be a little bit annoying because people are begging for horses and things like that, I do really like the accomplishment and like the feeling of satisfaction that you get when you finally unlock that area you've been trying to unlock for a really long time. I don't like the way that we get horses. It was fun at first, but it's annoying to have to constantly switch rooms and wait just to get the horse you want. It was fun at first, but now I think it's a little annoying. I haven't ever really thought about this, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't really thought about this. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, I guess. I like that you can tame horses, and I also like that you can get them from whistles. I guess one thing that I find a little annoying is that sometimes it's really hard to find the horse that you want, but I don't know. I honestly haven't ever really had a problem with it. I've never even thought about it before. Global should be removed. I feel like most of the older horse riding tail players are still in the game because of global. It also gets pretty inappropriate sometimes. This is interesting. You say that most old horse riding tail players are in the game because of global, and I don't really agree with that. I'm, I guess, an old horse riding tail player, and I definitely don't use global. I actually have it disabled on my account because global annoys me. But with global being removed, I do kind of agree with that. Well, I don't though. Okay, so I love the concept of global. Global in Star Equestrian, for example, is usually really positive and a great place to be. At least it was when the game first released. I don't know if it still is. I don't play as much anymore. But I think the way that global is now is a bit problematic. They definitely need a better moderating system to make it more better, I guess, for everybody. I don't know. I love the idea of a global, and it is really helpful and a really nice way to connect with players. I just think the way that it's implemented is not good because there's no moderation and people can just say pretty much whatever they want and get away with it. I feel like global should be a place where you can find friends and community and talk about completely random things and just have a good time like I used to do on Star Equestrian, and that is just not what we have in the game right now. Honestly, I sort of think that the butterfly horses are so ugly. The wings just look too small for them, and it just looks meh. Interesting. When I first saw the butterfly horses, I definitely agreed with this. I didn't really like them. The wings didn't make any sense to me, and I still think it's a little weird that horses have butterfly wings. I mean, that's just not how horses work. It doesn't make any sense. However, I also think that some of the butterfly horses are really pretty. I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea, and it's definitely something that people either like or don't like. I don't really know if I like it or not. I think they're pretty, but also I think they're weird, so I'm not sure. I don't really have an opinion on it. At first I thought they were really weird. I don't even have a butterfly horse. I feel like if I had a butterfly horse, it would be easier for me to have an opinion on them, you know? North is the best. East is overrated. North is the original and will always be the best. This is interesting. So I don't have North or East, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. And I agree that North is really pretty, but I also have to counter with East is really gorgeous too. If you watch my video where I talk about East coming out, I compared the two, and I just love East. She or he, I'm not really sure. I think it's she. She's so pretty, and I love how she looks. North is pretty too, don't get me wrong, but you can really see how the skills of the Foxy Ventures horse creating team have improved between the two horses with all of the usage of light and shading and details and just everything that's on East. All of the little details, it just looks sharper and crisper and stuff more than North. I mean, don't get me wrong, because I do love North and I think that North is awesome. I just think that East is also awesome, and I really feel like you can't compare the two and pick a favorite. I do not really like the Grove Pegasus, and I kind of hate the Crimson Stallion. Interesting. So as for the Grove Pegasus, I hated the Grove Pegasus originally. I didn't hate it. I disliked it. But once I actually caught the Grove Pegasus and started riding it, I realized that it's actually a really pretty horse. When I was looking at it and not riding it before I had it, I just thought it was kind of mid, you know? I don't know. didn't like it as much as I do now, but once I got the horse and actually was riding it around and made outfits with it and all that, I really started to love it. As for the Crimson Stallion, I don't really know. I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad horse. It looks kind of cool, but it's definitely not worth all of the stuff you need to do to get it. So, I don't know. I don't like the mythical horses. I honestly don't know why, I just don't like them. This is interesting. I feel like this kind of ties back to like the butterfly horse thing, where it's just something that we never saw in game before, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's different, I guess. And it's also still, it feels new. Like mythical horses feel new still, and I don't know why. I don't know. I do like mythical horses. I think they're pretty. I only have one, so it's really hard for me to judge, but I think they are pretty, but there's just so many of them. Like, there are too many almost, and I feel like you're never, like, nobody's ever gonna get them all, and it's just kind of insane how many there are, and it's also just so hard to get them that I feel like people just kind of give up trying sometimes. I think they do look cool. It's definitely, some of them I don't like at all, and some of them I really like. It's really hit or miss for me. I feel like, I don't know, some of them are really cool, some of them are really not. I think they're interesting. That's all I really have to say about them. I don't know, I mean, they're just kind of there. Some of them are really cool, some of them aren't, and I don't really know what else to say about them, honestly. The grass is ugly. It looks so not good. I don't even know what the grass looks like in Horse Riding Tales. Like, I honestly don't know. I don't pay attention to things like that, I guess. I don't know, it looks like grass. I'm pretty sure it's green and grassy. I've never thought about this before. I remember, like, I don't know. It looks like grass? I'm gonna have to go look at the grass in game now and determine if it's ugly or not. I feel like it just looks like grass. Like, it's something special. It's not like amazing grass texture or anything, but it's not bad, I don't think. I've never thought about this before. The Shetland ponies are fat and ugly. No! Okay, so I used to think this too. I used to hate the Shetland ponies. I used to think they were fat and ugly and I didn't like them at all, but now I think they're so cute. Like, I don't ride them very often or anything like that, but they are cute. I just think they're cute. I mean, I don't ride them ever, really, but I still think they're cute. I don't know. I disagree. Sky Islands are boring and overrated. Wow, okay. I love the Sky Islands. I feel like the Sky Islands are so much fun for me personally. I don't know, they're just fun to explore, and it's also just fun to catch grove Pegasi. It's kind of addicting to just catch grove Pegasi. I don't really know why. I don't know, I think they're cool. I like the crystals. I like, you know, the little water details and stuff. I don't know. I think they're cool. I definitely don't think that they're boring or overrated. I think there could be more to do on them, you know? I think that they could add maybe like something to do with your pets there. You know how you can do stuff with your pets in other places? I don't know. I kind of like them. I like all the towers and like spindly, I don't know what I'm saying, but like all the towers and stuff. And I also really like Sky Island Racing, the Pegasus Cup or whatever. And I really want to see what they do with the Sky Islands in a potential main story quest, because supposedly that'll be coming out soon, right? And I really want to see if they incorporate that into the main story quest. I don't know. At the time of filming this, there are 2 days left to the special event, and I'm pretty sure that after the special event ends, they're gonna add a main story quest, maybe? I don't know. But I really hope so. Anyway, I'm really excited for the Sky Islands to see what they add. I kind of talked about them in my Grove Pegasi video too, about how they're really cool, but how there's a lot of missed opportunity with them and with story. So hopefully once the new main story quests do come out, they incorporate the Sky Islands into it, because I would love to see that, and I think it would be something really, really cool that would help the Sky Islands feel more like part of the game and less like an add-on to look pretty, you know? So yeah, I really want to see what they do with the Sky Islands, and I really hope they add lore to them, but I don't agree that they're boring and overrated. All of the updates have ruined Horse Riding Tales. I disagree. There's no part of me that agrees with this. While there are some updates that weren't amazing, I think that a game needs updates. And if Horse Riding Tales never got updated, if it was still the same game that it was when it was released in late 2018, early 2019, depending on where you are in the world. If it was still the game that it was when it was originally released, people wouldn't play it. I wouldn't play it anymore. You wouldn't play it. Nobody would play it because there was almost nothing there. There was boring quests and that was it. The horses, there were very minimal horses, and there just wasn't much of a game, you know? There's so much in the game now, and honestly, it's really fun to see, especially the more recent updates are just really cool and really nice to see with the special events, and the new areas are so pretty and I love them. All the new horses that are coming to the game, you know, maybe not all of the mythical horses, but there are a lot of really cool things that have been added to the game since it was released. So I have to disagree with this. It's kind of the same concept as old horse riding tales was better, because it wasn't. It was just nostalgic. The community was better before. You know, when the game was still new, the community was better because there were less people that played it. And with less people that play it, there's more of a sense of that community. People talked more, people did stuff more. But now, all of those players are higher levels and don't really talk to anyone because they already have their, like, cliques of people, you know? And it's just different now. You know, the community is different. People don't talk as much. People don't roleplay as much. They aren't as friendly as they used to be, which is really interesting to watch horse riding tales change. But yeah, because it definitely has changed. People don't make horse riding tale YouTube videos like they used to, you know? The community is just different. And that, I feel like, is the biggest change between old horse riding tales and new horse riding tales. And why the updates feel like they ruined horse riding tales, they haven't. It's the community that's changed. And that's just something that happens with time. And I think that the only thing that we can do to make horse riding tales feel like it used to be is to be a better community. We need to play more, make more YouTube videos, talk to each other, and really just be a community, because that sense of community doesn't really exist anymore. So I don't know, that's my 2 cents on the whole old horse riding tales was better, new horse riding tales sucks thing, because I hear that a lot, and I am an old player. Like I said, I've been playing since August 2019. That's when I made my first account. That's when I started the game. I have so many nostalgic memories of horse riding tales, but I also think that it's not the game's fault and update's fault that the game is different now. You know, games need to change and games need to grow as the times grow. As expectations in the gaming industry change, the game needs to change too. It's just the community also changed, which wasn't amazing. Like, the community isn't as good now as it used to be, and I think that's what really makes the game feel different. Anyway, the last unpopular opinion that I have is reaching level 25 is easy. I don't really know if I have an opinion on this because it's been a long time since I've reached level 25, so you guys will have to add your input on this one. But I don't know, I reached level 25 during lockdown when the world was like shut down, 2020, you know, that era. That's when I reached level 25 because I would just sit on Zoom meetings and have my phone under the computer and just play horse riding tales and grind and level up. And it took me like 2 months or something. But my first account, it took me months and months and months to level it up. So I don't know. I don't really know if I can have an opinion on this. I feel like reaching level 25 isn't easy. It's not hard. It's not impossible. But I wouldn't say that it's easy either. I don't know. If you've leveled up recently, it's been, again, like 3-something years, almost 4-ish, since I've gotten to level 25. So you guys are going to have to give your own opinions on this because I really don't know how to answer it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to let me know what you think of all of these opinions in the comments below. Bye, everyone!